Hi, my name is Olivia. I've landed just in time to catch another segment of Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers with William Craig III. Today, Mr. Craig will be demonstrating another powerful prompt to help us use AI effectively in our job search. I can't wait to see what he's going to share with us. And the best part is, I can watch the replay on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel at Get Up and Get a Job. Okay, fasten your seatbelts. Mr. Craig is about to take off.
All righty. Thank you so much, Olivia, as always, and welcome back to those of you who have been following the series either in person or by watching the replays. And a warm welcome if this is your first time joining. This is Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers. I'm William Craig III, an AI business and career strategist. Now, today's segment shows us how to use AI to practice our mock interviews so we can interview like a pro. Okay. Look, if you're new to the series, I have a clear mission here to help you move beyond overwhelm and into action. The fact is, people who randomly put out resources with hundreds of AI prompts are well-meaning, but sometimes too many prompts can actually be paralyzing. So Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers is focused on giving you just one powerful, practical prompt each and every day. Now, no matter how long you've been unemployed, underemployed, or maybe you're just unhappily employed, my goal is to help you run your job search like a well-organized job campaign, one with clarity, confidence, and strategy using AI as your job campaign manager. How cool is that? By the way, if you have missed any of the segments, feel free to visit my LinkedIn profile. You can watch the replays there, or better still, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's called Get Up and Get a Job. Just go to YouTube, type in Get Up and Get a Job, click the subscribe bell, and you'll be notified every time I go live or share a video that I believe will be of help to you. Alrighty, so let's get the party started. And looks like there are a couple of folks who are making themselves known in the comment section here. Let's see what we got. Hi, William and everyone from rainy Chicago. Yeah, you shared that rain with us, John. Glad you're here. John says, happy Thursday. Looking forward to today's segment on leveraging AI tools for interview practice. Thanks so much, John. Always appreciate you being with us. Who else is making themselves known? Dawn Lewis. Hey, Dawn. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy day before Inspiration Friday. Oh, my goodness. I love it. I love it. Thanks, Dawn. Thanks for being here. As always, Shelly. Good afternoon, all. Hey, Shelly. Glad you're here as well. Thanks for joining us. Let's see. We've got a LinkedIn user. Don't know who it is, but the LinkedIn user says, hello, all. Well, thank you. Glad that you're here. And hello to you, too. And let's see, who else we have? Mr. Daniel Velez. Hey, Daniel. Daniel says, good afternoon, William and forever learners. I love it. I love it. Thanks for making yourselves known. Appreciate you guys being here and spending some time with me as I attempt to be of some help to you. All right, so let's get into this. And our prompt says, explain how you can help Mary practice mock interviews here in ChatGPT using the dictate feature. She wants help highlighting filler words, flagging unclear sentences, and she'd like 5 practical tips to improve her delivery. Oh my goodness, I left out the period there. Not that chat needs it. I'll sleep better tonight with that. But here's one of the questions that I have gotten so often is, without actually talking to a person, how can I practice so that I can get that edge that I need going into an interview? Because so many folks have shared with me that interviewing makes them nervous. Are you one of those folks? You don't have to say so. You don't have to say so. Listen, first off, what I need you to know is an interview is simply a conversation between professionals. Come on now, you're a professional. Well, and hopefully they're a professional too. But seriously, whether it's a a single individual or a panel individual. And then now there are even group interviews where you are in the same room with a bunch of candidates. Sometimes it's virtual and sometimes it's in person. At the end of the day, this is what I need you to remember. You've got something of value. You've done your research on the company. Hopefully, you've been able to do research on the individual or individuals that are interviewing you. And so you're armed. You've got information about what their issue is, what their problem is, how you can solve it, and you can make yourself relatable because you might be able to talk about the person or the people who are interviewing you. So you're a professional, they're a professional, and the professionals are going to have a conversation. They're going to ask you some questions to see if you'd be a great fit for them. And you're going to ask some questions. And hopefully, we can get a dialogue going. We can have a conversation about why you versus the other people that are applying for the position. But to help you get ramped up for that, we're going to look at how to practice, how to do mock interviews using AI. That's right. This is daily AI prompts for job seekers. And so we're going to find out how to use AI. Now, one of the reasons why I thought about this particular prompt is because there are platforms out there that will charge you to, well, they may give you a couple of three sessions for free to do mock interviews, but after that you've got to pay. Well, last thing you need is another monthly subscription, right? If you already have your chat GPT. In this case, I like using chat, but you can use Claude or whatever tool you decide to use. You can get double duty out of it, so to speak, and help you, well, triple and quadruple, because I've been showing you how to do all kinds of things here on Daily AI Prompts for Job Seekers. So let's get into this and see how chat answers this, because I know it can do it, but now it's going to tell us how. All righty, chat starting out like it usually does. Let me ask you something. How many great candidates lose offers not because they lack skill, but because of how they sound when they speak? Oh my. Come on now. This is where we fix that. You don't need a coach sitting across from you. Shame on you, chat. But you don't need a coach sitting across from you to sharpen your interview skills anymore. You've got something more, or no, something powerful right here. And when you pair it with the Dictate voice to text feature, it becomes a full on practice lab. Let me show you how to turn this into a real advantage. How to practice mock interviews using dictation. Here's the simple workflow Mary can follow starting today. Are y'all ready? Because you're going to get this prompt so that you can start doing this yourself. So first off, turn on dictation. Use your device's microphone, phone, tablet, computer. Click into ChatGPT and tap the mic. So whether you're accessing ChatGPT from your phone, from your computer, or some other device, what it's saying here is that you will have the dictate feature available to you. And as you can see right here, as I hover over the little microphone, you see the word dictate comes up. And this is what we're going to use. All right. So here we go. Click into ChatGPT, tap the mic, speak your answer just like you would in a real interview. Treat it like the real thing. Sit up, smile, and speak with intention. So here we go. Ask for a mock interview. Type or say, give me 5 behavioral interview questions for an ARAP manager role and evaluate my answers. Now, for those of you that may be new to the segment, our fictitious job candidate, Mary Mack, yes, she's usually dressed in black. She is an ARAP, that's accounts receivable, accounts payable specialist. Well, lately she's been applying for ARAP manager roles. All right. So that's where chat got this from. We've already taught chat from last year all about Mary. So chat knows Mary very well. All righty. So here we go. Chat says, when you do this, chat will respond as the interviewer. Oh my goodness. Answer out loud, not typed. Use dictation to respond. No overthinking, just speak naturally. This is key because interviews are spoken, not written. Get real time feedback. After each answer, I will highlight filler words, those like, flag unclear or rambling sentences. Identify where you lost impact, suggest stronger phrasing, and help restructure your answer using STAR. I have taught you well, chat. STAR, situation, task, action, and results. So we're using the STAR method. Of course, there's the PAR and the CAR and whatever else is out there, but we're using STAR. And so I've trained chat on STAR. Doesn't matter that you don't have my chat. You're going to get this prompt and you'll be able to use it for you. But what I want you to hear here is that you're able to sit down with ChatGPT and simply tell it to analyze your answer. First off, give you the behavioral questions or whatever questions that you believe that you will be asked. In fact, you can ask chat beforehand. I'm applying for, and let me stop myself in midstream. You can upload your resume into chat, which is something that I believe you should do. You can remove your personally identifiable information if you like. That's fine. That's safe. But you upload your resume and you can say, hey, chat, I'm interviewing for this job. Based on my resume and today's current environment, give me 5 interview questions I might get for this position. You can also upload a job description. So you've uploaded your resume, you've given it a job description that you've seen that you're actually interested in. And now you're going to say, hey, based on my resume, this job description, give me 5 questions. Make sure you give me some behavioral interview questions as well. All righty. So here we go. Let's see what else Chet has to say. Refine and repeat. Say it again. This is where growth happens. Tighten your delivery. Build confidence with repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. When I'm working with folks, that's one of the things that we work on is, first off, getting the answer to where it needs to be. And it's not so much about memorization, because that's what people think. Well, you want me to memorize all of that? No, it's not about memorization. It's about getting you to the point where you're comfortable with your answer, with you're comfortable with answering the question. I once was at a job fair. I literally took a class of mine on a field trip, and we went to a job fair, and while we were waiting in line, there was a young lady there who wasn't part of our class, and we were talking, and I said to her, I said, how well do you think you do with interviews? And she said, oh, I think I do really well. I said, okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and let me see how you answer it. And I asked her the question, and she talked, and she talked, and she talked, and she talked. And when she was finished, I said, so, okay, how well do you think you did? And so she told me, and I said, okay, now remind me, what was the question I asked you? And she remembered, and she had a blank stare in her face. And I said, now, what you said, did that have anything to do with what I asked you? And she hung her head down. She said, no, it didn't. Okay. And this is why it's important to practice, and why it's important to practice with someone who can give you the feedback that you need. Your friends and loved ones, they're either going to be too lenient or they're going to be too hard, because they really don't know what to look for. So, all right, repetition is important, but you got to practice it the right way. So here's what chat says. Chat will specifically help you improve. When you dictate your answers, I'll break it down like a coach. Filler word detection. I'll call out patterns like ums, like, why it matters. Filler words signal uncertainty, even when you are confident. And for some people, it's just a bad habit. My mother broke me out of the habit of saying, at a young age. And I used to cringe. And I guess she was cringing when I would say, and she got to a point where she said, no, I don't know. And yeah, she was my mother. So what can I do? But it was a valuable lesson because it broke me out of that habit of saying, as part of my sentences. Clarity and conciseness. My 3 C's when interviewing. You got to be clear. I'm sorry, my 2 C's, clear and concise. Okay. Clear and concise when you're answering questions. And so this is where ChatGPT is going to be, just like I would be, your coach, to help you to be clear and concise in your answers. So Chat's going to highlight run-on sentences, ideas that wander, places where you lost the interviewer. And then Chat says, I'll show you how to tighten it into clean, powerful language. Man, this is good stuff right here. Impact and structure, I'll help you get to the point faster. I probably need a little help with that. Lead with results, very important. And quantify your wins, extremely important. We talk about quantifying our data, making sure that we're using numbers, dollars, percentages. And even when you don't know exactly, you can guesstimate. And sometimes it's not about the numbers, the dollars, the percentages. Sometimes it's about showing how you helped the team or the group or the organization be more productive or be more efficient or be more profitable. So you also want to use that. Here we go. Vague answers get forgotten. Clear, measurable answers get offers. All right, here we go. 5 practical tips to immediately improve delivery. You ready? Let's make this real practical. Number 1, slow down your first sentence. And I get excited. You guys, there's my, it slipped out. But here we go. If you've been with me, you know how passionate I am about this. And so I get excited and I'll start rushing through. And you want to calm down, you want to slow it down, and you don't want to rush the opening and lose control. You want to start strong. They ask you the question, you want to say something like, absolutely. Here's an example that highlights how I did when yada, yada, yada. Number 2, replace filler words with pauses. Silence is power. You see what I just did there? I paused on purpose. We call it the pregnant pause. We know something's coming, but you've got us in a little bit of suspense, waiting to hear what's going to come next. So just pause for 1 second instead of saying, working with my granddaughter on this. It makes you sound thoughtful, not unsure. When you say, it sounds like I'm really not sure what I'm going to say or what I should say. But when you pause for a moment, makes you sound like you're actually thinking about it and you're about to deliver something that we want to hear. Number 3, use headline first speaking. Lead with the result, then explain. For example, we reduced overdue invoices by 32% in 90 days. And here's how we did it. Now you've got their attention. They're sitting on the edge of their chair waiting to hear what you have to say. Number 4, keep answers to 45 to 90 seconds. If you're still talking after 2 minutes, you're losing them. Practice trimming your answers in ChatGPT until they're tight and impactful. And number 5, record, review, and refine. This is the winning loop. Speak it, get feedback, say it again better. Do this 3 times per question and watch your confidence skyrocket. And that's the thing, clear, concise, it leads to confidence. Clear and concise leads to confidence. Once you own the answer, you can go into any interview session and not have the butterflies. And for some of you, you might still be a little nervous. Even the most professional singer or actor gets a little nervous when they're going on stage. But once they get into the role, once they get into the song, oh man, now they're able to put themselves into it. And that's what you're going to be able to do. Here's the final word on this, and we'll get out of here for today. You don't rise to the level of your potential. You rise to the level of your preparation. Oh my goodness. I hear Mr. Minnick, our band teacher, 7 o'clock Saturday morning. Mr. Minnick said, we're going to practice it until you practice it right. Because if you practice it wrong, you're going to play it wrong during the performance. Perfect practice makes perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. I love it. I love it. And this right here, this is preparation on demand. 2 o'clock in the morning, you can get up and ChatGPT is waiting for you. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, ChatGPT is ready, willing, and able to help you. So here we go. Remember this. God hasn't forgotten you. Your opportunity is not behind you. It's in front of you. But when the doors open, you've got to be ready to speak like the answer you've been praying for. Want that job? Speak that language. You've got this. If you want, we can start right now. Say the word and I'll run a live mock interview with you. Oh my goodness. Love it. Love it. Love it. Hey, look. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get this link for you and put it into the comments section. Please let me know if today's session has been of value to you, because that's why I'm here, not just to take up your time or be seen on the internet. Okay. I'm here to bring value to you so that you can do better as you move forward in your job campaign. Don't want you to stay stuck. Don't want you to go backwards. I want you to move forward in your job campaign. So here, I'll get that link and pop it right here in the comments section. And for those of you who are on LinkedIn, I will add it to the LinkedIn event, to my events in LinkedIn, where you will see this for the replay, and you'll have the link to today's prompt. All righty. So let's see here. Something popped up. John says, thank you, William. This is very helpful. Does the ChatGPT dictation feature automatically create a downloadable transcript document? Actually, it's not downloadable, but you can tell it to create a downloadable transcript. Now, when you go through this exercise with ChatGPT, yes, you can copy. My camera, I gave my camera a hand signal that I didn't mean to give it, and it's moving. But once you do the exercise with Chat, you can copy it. There'll be the opportunity to copy it. You can simply paste that into a blank Word document, or you can tell it to please create that transcript for you. Great question. Thanks so much for asking that, John. All righty. I think it doesn't look like anything else has popped up. So I am going to get us out of here. Look, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I want you to stay safe in all you do. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you see something that looks out of place, say something. Don't want you to be paranoid. There's a lot going on in the world. So if you see something, say something. Don't take it for granted that someone else will. All righty? And tomorrow is Inspiration Friday. So we're going to have and it's Good Friday for those of you who celebrate Good Friday. We'll be here with inspiration, and that'll take us into this resurrection weekend on a high note. So look, there are 3 things that I want you all to remember. God loves you. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll look to see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Wow, that was fantastic. I haven't been this excited to learn about something since I left basketball. Anyway, Mr. Craig did another great job of sharing an AI prompt that anyone can use in their job search. Be sure to join him every day, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern, on his LinkedIn profile or his YouTube channel called Get Up and Get a Job. You can watch the replays there as well. And while you're at it, share this information with someone you know who wants or needs a new job. I've got to run. My team needs me. But keep up the great work, Mr. Craig. You're providing a great service for the community. I'm going to tell all of my players about daily AI prompts for job seekers with William Craig III.